What's going on, everybody? It's your boy King Seriously here with my main man, King Phenom. What's going on, man?
Who can't help but laugh at the fact that you had to throw them ad-libs on during the intro.
I was about to rap. I was gonna do it. That beat get me every time.
You rhyme and you rip.
And I rip and I rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Man, what's going on? I feel like I ain't talked to you all week.
Man, we haven't really talked all week. Like chat's been kind of quiet.
It has.
Every chat that we're both in have been kind of quiet. If you think about it, we just been like posting like random Instagram videos and things like that. So
yeah, with the with laughing emojis underneath them, like
pretty much, or just making fun of Deadly or something.
It's been a pretty slow week.
It has. Or maybe it's just I just haven't been paying attention to a lot of stuff this week because I feel like things have happened, but I just don't care enough.
I've had big life changes happen to me this week, so I know I haven't been paying attention at all.
I've had no life changes happen to me this week. I just, you know what? I've been trying to get in better shape, so you know what? That's been like a focus on me
that's
lately.
A positive life change.
Yeah.
My life change is more so like it's a come up, but like in a real like wrong kind of way.
It's a good come up, but the situation that had to occur because of the come up,
it's kind of rough.
But as you can clearly hear, it's just the two of us.
Yeah, the people who most likely would have had more news or more things to talk about aren't even here today again.
For the second time in 3 weeks.
Sheesh. I'm almost starting to think, do they really care?
I don't think they like us.
Probably not.
Nah, they was like, they woke up, looked at clocks, man, fuck these niggas.
The good thing is, we have more fun when we're not here anyway, so.
Yeah, like if we actually recorded everything that started before we hit the record button.
Well, they would have gotten probably a good chuckle, but they might have been just as sad as I was to see that originals ending.
Okay, yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know or who never watched the show, you can watch it on Netflix. It's called The Originals. It's a spinoff of the Vampire Diaries. Yes, you can make fun of me because I did watch that show, and I thoroughly enjoyed that show until about season 3.
It's okay. I made fun of him when I found out he watched the show. So.
But you watched the first season and you were down with it.
I watched the originals. I didn't.
No, that's what I'm talking about. The originals. I gave up on the Vampire Diaries once the originals started happening.
Oh, okay.
Like the originals was just the shit to me.
Yeah, I did. I think I might have finished the first 2 seasons of the originals, maybe.
Yes.
I'm real bad with shows.
Yeah, but anyway, you could probably watch the 4th and the 5th season because they shortened it down. After the 3rd season, they went from 22 episodes to like 13 episodes.
Good. Those long-winded episodes. Oh, man.
Yeah. But anyway, so it ended its 5-year run on Wednesday in a fashion that it caught you in your heart a little bit. If you even watched the season of the show and you had characters that you liked, this season finale was probably going to hit you a little, or a series finale was probably going to hit you a little bit.
I know it did. He was playing the video, and I'm like,
right. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I will say it hit me.
I was like, come on, Phenom. But before the show, I don't know if I can deal. I'm still kind of weaning from that. So.
Yeah, I'm done with that shit. I'm mad at the creator. Like middle finger in the air right now to Julie Peck. That's what I feel. I'm so mad. I don't even feel like I feel like cursing at her isn't like, that's too much respect. I'm just gonna be like, in my heart, you're dead to me.
You might be mad, but you're probably not as mad as I am at Zack Snyder.
Oh, middle finger to Zack Snyder?
Oh my God. How many did I throw up on Instagram?
What, like 3, 4?
It may be like 4. I've never, things like this don't usually get to me, but Zack Snyder has saw fit to tell the world that what was this, Batman vs Superman?
Yeah, Batman vs Superman.
So that scene where they show the Robin suit.
Yeah, that's been spray painted and whatnot.
Yeah,
that like the Joker did something to a Robin.
Yeah. So in everybody's mind, this is the perfect build up to the tragic story of Jason Todd,
who was once Batman's Robin after Dick Grayson, who was viciously beat to death or beat within an inch of his life by the Joker with a crowbar, and then left inside of a building full of explosives to get blowed up. And yes, I said blowed.
Now, Is that, I know that was Under the Red Hood, the cartoon. Is that accurate in the comics too? Do you know?
I don't know,
because
I think
building blowing up.
I don't know because I think he died before. I think he died in the comics before I was born, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he is.
But
the horrible people of the world voted his death.
They voted his death. but yeah, so when you see the older Batman who's looking at the Robin costume with the spray paint on and the Joker, you're automatically thinking, oh snap, that was Jason Todd. Oh snap, that's Easter egg. Maybe we might get the Red Hood somewhere in this DC extended universe down the line.
And you would think that because it's a perfect lead into that.
It really is.
And he saw fit to tell the world that no, that Robin suit doesn't belong to Jason Todd. It belongs to Dick Grayson.
That's right, people. You heard it. In the DC extended universe, apparently Dick Grayson is dead.
You think he was just trolling? He might have just been trolling.
I don't know, because at first he said that, and then he said that the next person that we would ever see as Robin was going to be Carrie, the female Robin from the Dark Knight series, from the Dark Knight Returns.
So they're just going to skip all the male Robins and go straight.
You're going to skip Tim. You're going to skip Tim Drake. You're going to skip Damian Wayne, and you're going to go straight to Carrie. I'm like, no. You know why? Because you haven't even given us Batgirl first.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Give me a Batgirl, and I'm trying to do better with my cursing here, but what are you thinking?
They have not only that, they haven't even really given us like the full Batman experience that we want.
Nope. Because the Matt Reeves Batman ain't out yet.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know. I've never really been a fan of it.
And then also, it was, earlier this year or like last year, they said that they were going to make a Nightwing movie.
Yeah, so that contradicts.
But then it was someone who said, like, oh, the entire plan for DC movies was never to be, everything was going to be in continuality with one another. We were going to have movies that didn't have to be set in the same world as all the other stuff. It's like, we're not trying to be like Marvel. It's like, that's why we have 2 Joker movies coming out. I was like, okay, but you should have explained that way before you told us that you were going to have a Nightwing movie.
Or just not do that. That sounds silly.
It would be better if you didn't do it. I mean, it'd be better if you hadn't already started off trying to build a universe.
Right.
Like, you called it the DCEU, Extended Universe. You had Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, in which Batman appeared. You're going to have a Sirens movie using the same actress who played Harley Quinn in that movie. You had Justice League, Wonder Woman. You're setting up for continuality.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. Like, it's stupid. Like, as of this point right now, the only movie that you guys have shown us that is not going to be in continuality with your universe is this standalone Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. Because even Jared Leto's supposed to be getting another Joker, his own Joker movie, and that's supposed to be set inside the Suicide Squad universe, which is set in the DCEU.
Let me ask you this. Did you ask for a Joker movie?
I did not.
I also did not ask for a Joker movie. So not only are we getting a Joker movie we didn't ask for, we're getting 2 Joker movies that we didn't ask for.
And at least if you're going to give me a Joker movie I didn't ask for, do it with the person who last played Joker and who, in my opinion, I feel did not have enough screen time for me to objectively say, this is a good Joker, this is a bad Joker.
Well, I think there's a lot of people's opinion.
Like,
even his opinion.
Like, there's a lot of people who was dumping on Jared Leto for that performance. I was like, he was only in the movie for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, at total. And even then, he said that a lot of his scenes looked like they were cut out.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you don't know what else he could have done. Like, that's why I'm giving him a chance in Morbius as Morbius the Living Vampire. That, and because he looks like he would be a vampire.
He would be a vampire, yeah. Jared Leto, I mean, you know how I feel about Jared Leto.
Yeah.
As a musician, I think he's great. You know, he has his band 30 Seconds to Mars.
Is it really a band anymore? Because, you know, the the bass guy, I think, quit. So it's literally just him and his brother now.
It is two or more. Can you say it's like a duet?
It's like,
You don't want to say it's a duet. It sounds weird.
I mean, they're going to keep the same name. You know, like Panic at the Disco for a long time was just Brandon and that other guy, even though we really knew it was just Brandon. And
Yeah.
now the other guy's gone, and Brandon himself is still just Panic at the Disco.
Yeah. I mean, with all that being said, musically, the dude's, he's great. He's a great singer. He's a great actor. I mean, a lot of the projects that I've seen him in, not really like huge projects. I think there was one called
Was it Mr. Nobody?
Mr. Nobody. That was a great movie. Long. It clear your schedule.
Requiem for a Dream made me never want to try drugs.
At least not the hard stuff.
Nope. He's like when you hear about the opioid crisis, you're just like, have none of you seen Requiem for a Dream? Like, why would you think this is okay?
Right. Like he had, I believe. Oh, he has that Japanese movie, Japanese Yakuza movie on Netflix.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't finish it. It sounds bad. I didn't finish it, and one day I will go back to finish it.
I think of that the same way as I think of Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai. That's a little too much appropriation right there.
But he pulled it off. The Last Samurai is a good movie.
I didn't watch The Last Samurai.
You didn't watch it?
No, because it was a little bit too much appropriation right there.
The Last Samurai is a good movie.
Remember what Paul Mooney said on Chappelle's Show? What's next? The Last Negro on Earth starring Tom Hanks? In my heart, I couldn't watch it. This ain't like Iron Fist where it was already known that the character came from Asia. I mean, his plane crashed in Asia and he was just taken in. This was The Last Samurai.
I get where you're coming from, but it was a really good movie. Like,
I can't.
I understand why you're not gonna watch it. It's okay. I'm not gonna force you. I'm just saying.
Look, if you ain't Ethan Hunt or that dude in Edge of Tomorrow, I'm not watching Tom Cruise right now. But anyway, back to giving the middle finger to Zack Snyder.
Let me finish. The letter. Acting chops wise, I think he could, if given out. I mean, they're going to give him his own movie, so we'll be able to see that character fleshed out more, or that Joker fleshed out more.
Yeah.
But like, you could have still, if you gave him enough time in a Batman movie, you could still flesh out, just like how they did with Heath Ledger, just like any good guy bad guy movie. Like, you can still flesh out that villain in the hero's movie. Like, he doesn't need his own standalone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the one thing DC is doing right now is they're just giving everyone a movie. But if you're gonna do that, give everyone, there's a lot of Justice League members that don't have their own movies, don't have their own TV shows, whatever, but who are like real good heroes. Yeah. Give them that shine. Like, we know who the Joker is to this point. We don't really need two movies. Give Condiment King a movie.
No. Do not give him a movie.
But what? He's an underused villain.
He can feature in the Joker's movie. I don't care. Don't give him his own movie. Waste of money.
I need a Lego Bane movie. I loved him in the Lego Batman. Hello. I literally rewind that just to hear him say that over and over again. Because he sounds so happy when he says it.
But yeah. Fuck Zack Snyder.
Like, he kind of shitted on everyone's hope of Jason Todd or the Red Hood showing up.
And that's why I think he's trolling, because he shitted on that. But like we said, that Nightwing movie is supposed to come out, so it's like he's fucking up shit by saying this. But because he had the perfect leeway to Jason Todd and to the Red Hood, because the Red Hood is. At first, Batman was king to me for a long time. And then when I learned about the Red Hood, I was like, yo, this is...
And if you don't know about the Red Hood, you should watch the DC animated movie, Batman Under the Red Hood.
Oh, definitely. Oh, that's a 10-star movie for me.
That's probably in the top 5 of the DC animated movies right now.
His character, as well as his character development from becoming Jason Todd as Robin, and then he dies.
Yeah, he started off trying to be like Batman.
Exactly. He was just a little bit more rough around the edges.
Yeah.
But his whole character development into who he is now, which is an anti-hero, it's great. Like, he's dual wielding pistols. He's executing. Like, Batman's whole stance on there's a quote. It's a Batman quote. If you murder or if if you kill a killer, the amount of killers that are left in the world are the same.
Still the same, yeah.
So, Red Hood is like, fuck that. yeah. If I take out 3, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of equals out. Like, that's just kind of like his thing.
He was like, I got the courage to do what you won't do. He said, I put it into stuff. Like, even in the movie, and this movie came out like 2013, so there's no spoilers here. If you haven't seen it, tough luck.
Yeah. It sucks for you.
Yeah, like, sorry. But yeah, what was it? He was taking over like the Black Mask crime organization, and he was like, all right, like this stuff, like, the drugs and stuff, that's still gonna happen no matter what. But at least if I'm in charge, I can control where that stuff is to keep it out of the hands of like the kids and things like that.
Exactly.
I was like, bravo, man, bravo.
Yeah, that was when he was portraying that villain role, that was a fleshed out character who had a fleshed out plan, and he had the means to back it up. And that's just the type of character that he is. He has that whole revenge angle. He has that anti-hero angle. However, but in the comics, he's a part of the Bat family. And
on and off. When he feels like it.
Like they,
when he's like, I can put murder aside for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like they try to, he's the black sheep, clearly.
Dog, in the movie, he was just, when he was holding like Joker at gunpoint, he was like, look, man, I'm not asking you to kill Penguin or Dent or anyone else. He's like, I'm just asking you to kill Joker. Kill this one person this one time because he took me from you. He's like, I was hoping that the loss of me would be justifiable enough for you to just say bump it and finally take this man off the board. That hits you right there, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when you stop and think about it, it's like, we all have morals, we all have standards, but is there not a set of people where you're just like, if it comes to those people,
right,
I'm putting all of that to the side.
Right. Well, what's the breaking point for you? Like, my death isn't the breaking point?
Like the fact that that I got beat down with a crowbar and then I got blown up inside of a shed, that's not enough to drive you crazy? Like, literally, it's like you lost your son.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the plot of a revenge movie right there.
Yeah. And he was so confused as to why. Like,
he's like, why is this piece of garbage still alive?
Why is your moral so strong that you can't understand?
That you can let your son die and you can just go ahead and still go back and forth and play games with the one person.
And it's like, he didn't even like cripple Joker for it. Like, Joker was all fingers and toes and everything.
Yep.
I think when they found him in that movie, he was in the Arkham Asylum, like he was locked up. But I don't even think it was for like the crime of killing Jason Todd.
Nah.
Like, it was just like, because like, he gets caught sometimes.
Be like, he should be a paraplegic by now.
That's what I'm saying, man. Confined to a wheelchair. Like, I don't know. But
so yes,
that was Red Hood's point. Like,
and that's why we were so upset at Zack Snyder, because it's just like, in one fell tweet, he took all that away from so many fans.
Yeah, and in a time to where like villains are becoming more fleshed out. Their backstories are being expounded on more, or their motivations are being exaggerated a bit so that you could see their point. This is the perfect if you just make a movie just based off of that, just like Under the Red Hood, which they should, but they won't.
They played around too long. Jensen Ackles got too old.
Yes. But that's the perfect angle, because right now we're praising, well, after we've broken them down quite a bit, but when we were praising the Thanos of Marvel, we were praising the Killmonger, because as villains they were more fleshed out. They were relatable.
I mean, even if you see Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'll say Ghost wasn't as fleshed out as Killmonger and Thanos, but she was a very sympathetic character. Like, you knew what she was doing, you knew why she was doing it, and you're just like, in her shoes, I would probably do the exact same thing.
Right.
And then Thanos just kind of said his shit real easily. He said, look, man, he said, it's growing to be a infinite number of people, and we only have finite resources. Like, it made, like, just that one line alone is like, it makes sense. It's like, resources only can last for so long when the people using the resources keep growing and the resources ain't growing.
Right. Side note, I think I read like a theory about that. Like at first, we're like, oh yeah, we definitely understand Thanos' plan, but I think someone broke it down, and his plan actually sets the universe back into the Dark Ages. Everybody, and it's going to take them a certain amount of years to get back to prospering. Because when you take everybody out at random, there's key people.
You're taking out engineers. You're taking out engineers, possibly a president.
Right. Yeah. Key players are being wiped off the board, and that sets you back. Hundreds of years.
It was something I saw today, where of course someone found an editing issue inside of Infinity War with when Thanos takes the Mind Stone from Vision, where at one point he picks him up and like is bringing him toward him, and it looks like his hand's already around his throat, and then when they cut back to like the Vision's version of things, his neck is still gliding toward Thanos. So it's just like, nah, in this one scene you already had him by his neck, and then in the scene afterwards he's still floating to your hand.
Right.
I was like, people have too much time on their hands, because I've seen that movie about 40 times and I didn't know. I'm too busy enjoying the fact that Captain America looked at Groot and said, "I am Steve Rogers." That was a great movie. It was an action-packed movie.
I believe watched that movie 3 times since
I bought it.
Since you bought it.
Since you had access to my Voodoo account,
right? And each time it was like this was funny how it was at, because I'm watching the movie and like the first time I watch it through and I'm like, okay, now I just want to watch the fun parts and I'll start from the beginning, and then I'm watching like this fun part. And then I'm like, okay, this is where the scenes are going to get kind of like story-driven and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I still kept getting caught into the story-driven scenes. And then I just ended up watching the movie 3 times in a row.
I will still always say this. Peter Quill, I do not blame you for what happened.
Not at all.
It's like, I blame Mantis and I blame Nebula. Before that, I blame Tony and Doctor Strange.
It was so many people at fault.
Yeah, I was like Tony is the one like, yeah, we should just go to his planet and catch him off guard. If Doctor Strange would have just like, nah, how about we just go back home and we set up a defense there? Bam. That whole scene wouldn't have taken place. If Mantis would stop telling people what she feels when she's trying to use her powers on people, like, just shut up. Just hold him. He's in agony. He's in mourning. What? Don't say that. You already know your captain is an irrational man-child. Don't tell him anything. Like, I can't blame him, because I probably would have been irrational in that moment as well. Like, because for a lot of people, you got to realize in that movie, it's like, my man has lost up to that point, my man has lost his mother to cancer.
Right.
Has had to murder his father because he found out that his father gave his mother cancer.
Right.
Had to watch his adoptive daddy die saving his life right in front of him in space. And then in this movie, the first time we actually see him and his girlfriend kiss, first time we hear him and his girlfriend say, "I love you." My man has lost so much. Yes, in 30-something years he's been alive, he's lost probably the 3 most important people, and then he finds out he lost the 4th. It's like, dog, every time I try to open my heart to somebody, it keeps happening.
And the crazy thing is, I think this gets overlooked. The last time he saw Gamora, he was pulling a trigger to kill her. because she asked him, she promised him. She made him promise to do it. That's the last time he saw her.
I'm just want to say, if you haven't seen Infinity War, the way I don't care if you haven't seen Under the Red Hood, I don't care. Like, anyone listening to a show called The Blurred Perspective should have already seen Infinity War. If you haven't, then
this show's not for you.
This show's not for you. But go find someone else who this show might be for and tell them, hey, I wasn't liking this, but here, treat us like a hand-me-down gift. Like, I have no use for this, but here you go. You can find use in this. It's like I'm one of those people. I don't blame Quill. I'm like, so many different events could have transpired that could have stopped them from getting to that point. Mantis and Nebula just had to shut up.
So they're on the ship on the way to Titan to go fight Thanos, and throughout Doctor Strange's movie and the first part of this movie, you know, whenever they want to go somewhere,
They do the
Doctor
little circle
Strange
magic thingy.
opens up.
He uses his ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go. He made it seem as though he couldn't do that on the ship because remember his plan was to not go to Titan.
He did. Yeah, he didn't want to go to Titan. He was like,
so how do we fly this thing, dude? Open your portal and go the fuck home.
It's like all you gotta do is think about where you want to go.
I was like, so when did you become powerless on this trip?
But yeah,
but you could say that the fight between the torture from
Ebony Maw.
Yeah, that, you know, maybe that did something. I don't know. It's just
I wish he was in the movie more. Ebony Maw was for the time that he had on the screen, he owned that time.
I thought his death scene was kind of lame.
It was. That's why I said I wish he was in there more.
But he was too strong. They wouldn't have been able to beat him.
I wish it. Well, you know what it is. It was the quickness of it.
Yeah.
If it was kind of like the fight they had in New York against him the first time, and then all of a sudden,
that happened.
Like, you know, Spider-Man's like, "Hey, Mr. Stark, have you ever seen that old movie Aliens?" That would have been better. They
dispatched him.
Yeah, this right here was just like, well, luckily for us, the kid watches movies. Boom. What? Huh? Ebony Maw's like, what the hell's a movie? Like, but he was a G. He just came up and like, people rejoice, for even in death, you have been saved by the great Titan Thanos. It's like, you should be happy. Die with a smile. Put your one hand up.
You need somebody on your team like that.
You do. we need someone just to do the intro. He's like, greetings all nerds and blurs. Be rejoiceful. As you are about to listen, your ears will be blessed by the words of Phenom and Sirius. I mean, that's better. In all honesty, that's better than just having like a real hype man. That's like having Elijah as your hype man. Elijah. Right back to that.
Well, man. All right, but you know, anyways, we say all that to say fuck Zack Snyder. I think
thought we already left that alone.
I think he's ruined things enough, and you know, good riddance, yo.
I'm interested to see how they're going to go ahead and switch the game up. Like I said, we already talked about the Aquaman trailer a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm hoping Atlanta is just underground Wakanda. As a matter of fact, I hope it's expanded on a little bit more.
Cause Atlanta.
Oh, I'm sorry, Atlantis.
I don't think Atlanta's like Wakanda. I've been there. It's nothing like Wakanda.
Well, what I meant to say is I hope in Atlantis, as much as I did love the visual of Wakanda, you didn't really see a lot of
they didn't
what made the city of Wakanda.
Right.
They just kind of talked about it.
Right.
So I hope in Aquaman they show you a little bit more about Atlantis and, you know, just, you know, the lives of people think, you know, just expand on things.
Yeah. You know, since that place sunk, man, we haven't really heard anything from it.
It's like, they've been kind of quiet. You know, they're like the ugly stepsister. They're just like, we're just going to stay in the water and be cool. We don't need you guys anymore. But yeah, definitely excited about the movie. So,
yeah, that's
all I can really say.
So you're probably not gonna like this, but I'm gonna call out this fourth wall break real quick. So we just had a technical glitch or whatever, what have you. For anybody who saw last week's show, we decided not to do video because we're also having more technical difficulties with that. But we are working diligently to, keep it coming at you guys.
You can only do so much with a MacBook Air.
You know,
that's all I can say.
We're trying our best. I say that to say we're trying our best.
It's like, if you want to help us try our best quicker and to give you the type of content and quality that you all deserve, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/KBKingsMedia.
Well, you don't skip a beat, do you?
Hey, got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, got to try to pay the bills.
Hey, like, we can only go so far. Like, Brown told me that last week I didn't say it nice enough, so I'm just like, let me, throw on my little narration voice play. Hey, guys. You know, all we want to do is do the best, like, give y'all the best of us. So help us help you and be the best that we could be.
You started off real late night
talk show?
Yeah. You know?
I was thinking, you know why? Because I was thinking of the ladies' man. Like, grab your lover by the hand and do it in the butt.
Do her in the butt.
by Leon Phelps.
If y'all haven't seen that movie, y'all should. Ladies, man, that's like 2000. That's early.
That's like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
Like-
that's a classic.
But anyway, what else do we have on the docket?
Well, speaking of classics, do you care about this new Star Trek with they're gonna try to bring back Sir Patrick Stewart?
Jean-Luc Picard? I love Jean-Luc Picard. Nah, to be honest, I've never really been a big Star Trek fan. It's kind of, especially the shows, they kind of bored me.
If I've seen any Star Trek, it was that one with Patrick Stewart in it.
Yeah.
With that Next Generation.
Yeah.
I've seen the most of that show only because my mom was a fan of it, and I would watch it with her. I don't know in what capacity they would bring him back. Would he be captain?
I mean, apparently it's supposed to be a brand new show, so I assume he would be a captain.
I don't know about that. It's kind of old. Like at Starfleet, when do you age out? When do you retire?
Maybe you never retire. Maybe death is the only form of retirement.
I don't want him coming back. I'd watch it to a certain
What, you want him like an admiral or something? Like,
yeah, like just be like I don't know, like a counselor or something. Yeah,
like a mentor.
Yeah, like you don't have to come back as a captain. I mean, he was a badass captain. Don't get me wrong, but he's old, man. He's not going to be able to.
I mean, my only real experience with Jean-Luc Picard is Star Trek, First Contact, and Nemesis.
He's not going to be able to run or take falls like that. He was falling a lot in those movies. He's not going to be able to pretend to get sucked out into space.
Shout out to Tom Hardy. Anyone who remembers Star Trek Nemesis will remember that was a crappy-ass movie, but that Tom Hardy was playing a clone of Jean-Luc Picard.
What?
That was Tom Hardy.
Wait a second.
Nemesis was the one where they had the younger clone of Jean-Luc Picard. I forgot what his name was.
As I slowly pick up my cell phone.
I'm saying, look, man, I'm telling you, he was in Star Trek. Because
a lot of times I just let you get away with saying stuff.
Look, have we not seen so far on this show that when it comes to me stating random movie facts, that 9 times out of 10, I tend to be right?
I mean,
Star Trek Nemesis.
You're good at what you do.
He was Shinzon, who was
he was Shinzon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to find Shinzon, the leader of the Riemann people, have been looking for someone who resembled Patrick Stewart but aged about 25 years younger.
All right. Oh, hey, Ron Perlman's in this too.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah.
Hellboy as the Riemann, the Riemann Viceroy. I was like, Romulus and Remus.
Okay. Wow. No, there was Tom Hardy right there.
Random facts that Phenom knows. I need my own drop.
But no, I'm here for it. Like I check out first few episodes. Like I said, I just don't want him as a captain. That's it. Like.
Yeah, but I feel like if he's not a captain, then what really is he going to do? Like, do you want to see a show of him just sitting by? Like, I'm thinking of it like, what would it be like? Like
that is a pretty expensive,
like Starfleet Jag or something like that. Is that what it's going to be?
That would be an expensive side cast member.
Is he going to be like Hetty in NCIS Los Angeles? Just let everyone else go out on the missions, and he'll just show up with like random pieces of advice. He's just like happens to know everything about everything. Give you those perfect words at the perfect time.
I mean, yeah, man. He's lived a whole life in some reality and then was brought back. Like he's already lived he's like 300 years old. Like I can't remember the exact episode, and if you're a Trekkie, you're probably stabbing me mentally right now. But there was like an episode to where he lived like a whole life on some planet with a wife, like until he was an old man, and then like somehow he got brought back. And
is that where they got that episode of The Magicians from?
Maybe,
because you know what episode I'm talking about, don't you? Or did you not?
Maybe.
Did you not watch season 3?
Well, no. Oh, is that after they turned the faucet off?
Yeah,
I didn't see anything.
Okay, all right. Well, then never mind. Just, like I won't spoil it for you, but like once you get to an episode, once you finally decide to sit through episode 3 of The Magicians, you'll know the episode as soon as you see it.
Okay. But yeah, so he's been around. He knows a lot. He's lived a long time. So I'm like, he doesn't have to be captain. He can be, liaison to the captain. Is that the word I'm looking for? Liaison? It can be
I mean,
mentor. I'll stick with mentor.
I was about to say he could be admiral like that Pike guy in the Star Trek films.
Yeah, so there's a place for him.
It's just that place. If it's not on a ship, it just seems kind of boring.
It's like they call in, and he's the guy on the other line.
It's like, no offense, but you don't do cop movies about the guys that just that just do desk work all day. You go out to the beat cops or the detectives.
Other guys, okay, and that was a hilarious movie.
But look what they had to do to get exciting, though.
I watched that movie yesterday, and I fully understanding the case that they were on. That's a boring ass case.
It really is. It was a scalp. It started off as like a scaffolding permit thing that just turned into like a fraud to steal money from the police department's pension.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that case was lame, but they did a good job at making
Although
it.
One thing about the other guys that I loved how Will Ferrell turned the whole lion versus tuna thing against Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that was a well-placed joke.
Yeah, he was like, I'm a lion and you're a tuna. He's like, oh, what kind of tuna? I'm like, since we're in Africa, I'm going to assume we're this tuna. This tuna that weighs like 400 pounds. He's like, the tuna that always swims with a group of other tunas. Guess what? We're going to find you. We're going to make some type of breathing apparatus. We're going to walk on the shore and we're going to murder you and your entire lion family. Like, that didn't go the way you thought it would.
Right.
Like, who the hell just sat back and thought of that?
Probably him.
Like, who the hell's like, tuna way too much to get killed by a lion? What, huh? Like, is this a fact? Like, don't make me have to think of facts while I'm trying to enjoy a comedy.
Oh, man. But yeah, so he's too old. But speaking of other old people, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, apparently he started filming his scenes for Terminator 6. I don't care about Terminator.
I don't care at all.
From what the rumor is that this is a soft reboot, and that basically
everything.
Basically, this is going to be a soft reboot, and it's pretty much going to give the middle finger to anything after Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Okay.
So they're going to forget Terminator 3, forget Salvation, forget Genesis.
3 was such a bad movie.
3 wasn't as bad as I thought it was. The thing with 3, I felt like
I like the ending of 3.
I feel like 3 was a lot longer than it actually. I mean, I felt like 3 went by a lot quicker than the length of time that, like, it was like, oh, this movie's like 2 hours and 10 minutes. Like, really? Because I sat in theaters and I felt like this was like an hour and a half movie.
Because they threw everything at you at once.
Yeah, I feel like this movie was so like void of substance that you just made a movie feel a lot shorter than it actually was, and it didn't feel like a good thing in my heart. I saw this when I was like 14.
I like the one after that with
Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Sam Worthington?
I like that one.
It was okay. Like, a PG-13 Terminator movie just doesn't appeal to me.
I mean, that whole apocalypse era and, you know, I didn't really...
Yeah, like... But
of course, their trailers fuck up the plots for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, trailers nowadays pretty much do that anyway.
No, but they just give away their, oh, hey, Sam Worthington he's a robot.
He's an android or whatever.
It's like, okay, well, why?
He was like the first android.
Why am I watching this?
Yeah, so...
I didn't pay attention to the last one at all.
Oh, Genesis, I saw it, and I stand by what I say when I say Jai Courtney is a lot better as comic relief than he ever is as a leading man. Like, he just does better in comics. Like, I mean, in comedic roles, like when he was Captain Boomerang. Because he was some trash as John Connor. I mean, no, what's his name? As Reese. So speaking of that, there is a picture out of Linda Hamilton in the new Terminator installment. And it's a picture with 3 chicks. It's Linda Hamilton on... I guess it would be on your right if you're looking at the picture. Mm-hmm. It's some other girl on the left, and then it's a blonde-haired chick in the middle with short hair.
The other girl is Natalia Reyes.
Oh, yeah.
As Danny Ramos.
Sirius is looking at the photo. I can't.
And the middle chick who, that's, her shoulders are really broad.
So.
That's Mackenzie Davis as Grace.
So what they're trying to say in this is, I believe the Grace character is supposed to be an enhanced cyborg person, Because if you pay attention to the pictures around her shoulders, her chest,
There's
maybe even
lines.
arms, you'll see you'll see scars from surgical procedures.
Okay.
So she's supposed to be an enhanced cybernetic person. So
She's shaped very oddly for a woman. The woman, right?
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Have you not learned from past episodes? I'm not saying nope. Not I.
I mean, she's a machine first that is supposed to resemble a woman.
No. From what I gathered was she was a human first who got operated on, and they put machine parts in her.
Oh. Okay.
So she's a cyborg.
Okay.
I guess technically she would be a cyborg.
What's the difference between a cyborg and an android?
I would say more so that an android, because an android is android was never a person. A cyborg you were a person at first who had cybernetic enhancements done to you. An android is more so you might look like a person, but you were never actually a person to begin with.
Okay. So you're a robot first.
Yeah.
With just people's skin on.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Terminator was an android.
All right,
technically, because he was never a human.
Okay.
But
hey man, you did good, man. I put you on the spot. And you crawled out of that one.
Like I had to think about it for a second because I was just like, what really is the difference? But no, I'm not really all that excited for the movie.
This picture doesn't make me excited at all, and the fact that I had to question old Miss Mackenzie Davis here.
I mean, I'll probably go see it if I still have my AMC A-list membership, because it'll pretty much be free. Like when I went to go see The Darkest Minds on Thursday, which I recommend no one go see The Darkest Minds at all. No one go see. That was the one. Remember when we saw the trailer? It was like young adult X-Men.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to be like a horror movie.
It wasn't a horror. No, you're thinking of New Mutants.
Oh okay.
This was the one we saw. This was the one we saw recently. It was a trailer that we saw recently. What was the last movie we saw? Was it Deadpool 2 or something?
Was it Deadpool 2 or was it Upgrade?
Might have been Upgrade.
Okay.
Yeah, with the black chick, the curly haired chick that played young Colombiana. But yeah, I saw it. Brown saw it, and me and her shared the exact same sentiments. It was one of those movies where, because it's based on a book, they shouldn't assume that everyone's read the book. Because I didn't read the book, and there were parts where I was. Yeah, man.
Jesus, I haven't seen her forever.
Oh man, then you're missing one of the best shows on live TV right now.
What?
This Is Us on NBC.
Oh, you and these plugs, man.
Oh, I haven't seen This Is Us, but apparently everyone's saying This Is Us gets you in your feelings, man. Like, I'm talking about, I listen to the Joe Budden podcast, and they be up in that chain like, ain't no way anybody can sit through This Is Us and not feel anything.
What? I'll pass on that show. Thank you very much.
But nah, like I said, don't see the movie. Wait till it comes out bootlegged. That's a bootleg.
Straight to
You know how on Double Toasted they be like better than Sex for Rent? Nah, forget that. I like, but in between rental and fuck you, I'm putting a bootleg. And so that's the rating I give it. I give it a bootleg. And it's like, bootleg it, don't give Fox your money. That way they won't make a sequel. Because they tried to leave the movie open-ended to be like, oh yeah, there's going to be a sequel. No, I don't want a sequel to this.
Oh wow.
I want you to bomb at the box office. I want you to bomb overseas. I appreciate them trying to get the black girl, Amanda Steinfred or whatever. Give her a little bit of shine. But nah, not like this.
Sheesh.
It was one of them things where I felt bad for the actors because the material was so bad. The actors actually were they were likable. Right. The material was just bad.
Oh wow.
Like, so I
know what I won't be watching.
Yeah, I can't support it whatsoever.
So, back to the Terminator. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger has began filming, so you would assume he's reprising his role as the
T-200?
Yeah.
I would assume so. It was a T-2000. I know how to find this out. Good old Google.
It was
It was
the T-1000 is the liquid Terminator. That's the T-1000. So this is the T. This was the T.
Let's see. The T-2000. Oh, I guess the T-1000 was Patrick Stewart. I mean Robert Patrick.
I was about to say no.
Robert Patrick. Was
right.
it Robert Patrick?
Yeah, Robert Patrick. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger's was the T-200.
The T-200.
I think. I'm not sure. I own the movies, but I can't be sure right now. It's like someone out there help me. Don't make me look stupid. I don't want to be wrong. I like being right.
Just T-200, man. Just like the internet should automatically know if you put that in. Arnold Schwarzenegger should pop up.
Be like the Terminator.
No, because when I look up T-200,
is it showing you a calculator or something?
It's a thruster from Blue Robotics. Great for powering larger ROVs and AUVs and surface vessels.
We don't know what we're doing.
He should be the cast in the first Terminator.
Oh, T-800.
T-800.
Okay.
T-200. That might be like the little the vacuums that move on their own.
One of them Robovacs.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming he's reprising that role.
He should.
So at the end of this is a soft reboot after end of Judgment Day. So he would still be a good guy.
Well, if it's I would say if it's a soft reboot and it's taking place after Judgment Day, I would assume he would. He might be. I mean, I would assume he's either a good guy or he's a bad guy. He's going to have to come back from the future again.
He has to be one of the others. A good guy. I would assume he's either a good guy or a bad guy. Like,
he could be an anti-hero or something. He could decide at one point that he wants to join the bad guys. He'd be like, oh, that logic makes so much sense. I'm going to go ahead and, mess with them real quick.
Nah, Skynet would be all over that. They send him on a mission of either being a good guy or a bad guy. Or Skynet, they send him to be a bad guy.
But, so my question is, how long in the future does this take place after Terminator 2? Because Linda Hamilton is not
old as shit.
Yeah, she's not young anymore. And then my question would be, is John Connor in this? Because there would literally be no point if John Connor's not in this. Because pretty much the whole time, the whole reason the daggone robots come back every time is to kill John Connor.
Well, in the third one, that wasn't the case. They went back to kill his wife.
Did they go?
They went back to kill her. Remember,
was it her or was it her dad?
The T-800 was sent back in time to protect her.
Was it?
Yeah. I thought to make sure that they both got to the...
I thought the T-800 was sent back to protect both of them, but John had died in the future. And so he wasn't taking. He wasn't taking orders from John. He would only take orders from her. I think her name's Claire or something.
Okay.
He would only take orders from her because she was the one who sent him back.
Phenom trumps me yet again.
I have no life. Movies are my life sometimes if I'm interested in them. But yeah, so I don't know. He's going to lose a step, but it's going to be hard because at least in Terminator Genesis, I understood why he looked old because they're just like, oh, he saved Sarah Connors when she was young and he grew older with her because, he had living skin and living tissue on top of his cybernetic body.
Right.
Or exoskeleton.
Right.
So in this, how are they going to explain him being old because he died at the end of Judgment Day?
Well, CGI.
Did he show up again right after Judgment Day?
CGI. They're not the same way they
did in Salvation.
Robert Downey Jr. young.
The same way they're going to make Samuel Jackson young in Captain Marvel.
CGI. It's throw some money at it.
All right,
keep it moving.
Look,
why do we got to add all this extra story?
I'm going to say this. I feel like we're giving this a lot of energy, considering that we both said we're probably not going to go see this movie. But we're still giving it energy.
We didn't care at all. All right, what's next on the list?
So on Tuesday, this last Tuesday, the new Venom trailer dropped.
Okay.
I'm still not that excited for it.
No.
Like the best thing about it to me was the stupidest thing about it. Like just when he was confronting the robber in the store, he's like, first I'm gonna like rip off your legs, I'm gonna rip off your arms, and I'm just gonna leave you in the street, and you'll just be floating like a turd in the wind.
Like a turd
in the wind.
In the wind.
That shit was funny.
Yeah,
like it was stupid, but it was funny.
I asked you earlier. I was like, so did the symbiote come up with that, or did Brock come up with that?
I'm hoping it was the symbiote.
Savage ass symbiote, man. Well,
he just kind of walked it off. He's like, "Oh yeah, I have a parasite." Bye, Mrs. Chin. What the?
We asked in the chat if that was the person that he's fighting, the other symbiote, was Carnage.
Yeah, and I told y'all no.
It was Riot.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so I looked up a bit of that story.
Yeah, I tried to find information out about Riot. It's just hard. It wasn't a lot.
They don't. What they describe it as, okay, there's like 5 other symbiotes that this company is.
They have like control over stuff.
Right. And Riot is one of them. There's like another one named Scream. There's
the one with the Asian chick that was in the trailer where she had like the needles coming out her back and whatnot. I think that's a different.
Yeah. So I guess they're taking that route. They're not, Carnage would have been too easy. And plus, if I want to see anybody fight Carnage, I want to see Spider-Man fight Carnage.
Well, and also you got to remember Carnage is a part of Venom. Carnage is technically Venom's kid, so. Yeah. It's just like you can't really introduce him in the first movie because you got to see Venom being Venom first, and then you got to see what happens to the point where that symbiote creates the Carnage, the Carnage symbiote.
Right.
So, yeah, I wasn't really expecting it.
And then a villain like that with Cassidy, that's your own movie.
Yeah.
You don't want to mix that up with anything else because Cassidy,
but I do
psychopath.
But I liked the little bit I did read about Riot. Apparently, he's like the only symbiote to where once he bonds with a host, he doesn't have to like stay with the host. Like the symbiote itself can go on to the next one.
Oh, he's not a parasite.
Well, I guess technically he's still a parasite, but he's not the type that once it attaches to because any other time we've seen a symbiote, you've had to like forcibly remove the symbiote off of whatever host it attaches itself to.
Right.
This one right here is Riot's not supposed to be like that. Riot is supposed to be the type of symbiote where it's just like, oh, this body isn't useful anymore, or this and that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go to this person right here.
Okay.
So that's pretty dope. That's pretty interesting. I want to see how they work it out because if you look at the trailer at the end when they show like both the symbiotes open up and you can see Tom Hardy and you can see the other guy, you can clearly tell the other guy is like that doctor guy.
Other guy, yeah,
like he's that doctor that you've seen in every that evil scientist looking dude that you've seen in every single trailer. So I'm just curious of if Riot just went to him and stayed bonded to him, or if he was like bouncing in between hosts to try to get to Venom, and then he just settled on that guy like for the final fight. He's like, it's like, fight's about to happen. Everybody else running. You the slowest. Guess what? You about to fight with me. So,
okay. I mean, I'm still gonna go watch it. I'm just, it hasn't shown me anything to really be excited for it. You know what I mean?
I just hope there's no more. I hope that what we saw in the trailer as far as like the eating people thing goes, I hope that was it. Like, because remember the first time he's like, oh, I'm going to eat your spleen and your pancreas and this and that. It's like, this is unnecessary. You're literally just talking just to talk.
Right.
You're talking just so we can see what Venom sounds like.
Yeah.
And his voice doesn't sound as intimidating as I thought it would be.
No, it just sounds like
It sounds a little too high for me. Like I would have liked a little bit more like bass.
Sounds like he's got a cold. Now I do want to see Tom Hardy act as that split or that counterpart. You know, when they do the whole voices thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when actors are portraying that mentally unstable character because there's a voice talking to them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that would. I mean, I Tom Hardy as an actor, like I'll go watch anything that he's in. But I think that adds another layer to his acting, like John McAvoy and James McAvoy and Split.
Split.
Yeah, like it's just they're already great actors, but that it shows their range. You know what I mean? When you're able to pull that off, and it's
yeah. Because one thing I've seen that other people complain about, they said there's some other Tom Hardy movie where he plays like a bartender or a bike messenger or something in New York. And it's like there's like you seem like you're playing the exact same character. I guess maybe just from the way he's talking and whatnot. Because Eddie Brock in the animated series, he was like jockish.
He was a New Yorker.
He was a New Yorker. He was like he kind of reminded me of just Flash, if like Flash just out of high school and out of college.
Yeah.
Still confident, still kind of like a bully, but he had a reason to be because he was this good journalist until everything got fucked up for him. So he a little intimidation behind him. Like Tom Hardy, I haven't been intimidated since maybe Lawless, when you were playing like the oldest brother in Lawless, and it was just like, oh no, he seems like if you fuck with him, you're done.
Nah, man, Legend. You ain't see Legend?
Nah, I ain't see Legend.
Oh, okay.
That's the one where he played the two brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, then
there we go.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Intimidation all throughout.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since I've seen Tom Hardy be intimidating, so I didn't know how to feel about that. But yeah, once again, by that point, I definitely will still have the A-list, so I will be seeing that in the next 2 months. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, I'm more excited about the daggone Halloween reboot or sequel than I am about Venom.
Not excited about that at all. I'm more excited about that than Venom. Let me bringing Jamie Lee Curtis back.
I mean, in all honesty, that perfectly describes what they're doing with Terminator, though, because that's what they're doing with Halloween. They're this is a sequel based on the first Halloween.
Right.
So basically, all the shit that happened after the first Halloween never happened.
Scrapping it.
So they're just like.
You think that's a way that they're just keeping these properties alive and going?
I mean, yes. I'm a little disappointed because the one thing I could always say about the last two Halloween movies before Rob Zombie did his remakes, the ones, what was it, H2O and Resurrection, the one thing I was always most proud about was that black people lived till the end. LL Cool J survived in the first in H2O. Busta Rhymes survived in Resurrection. As a matter of fact, Busta Rhymes went toe to toe with Michael Myers. That's when he was that Slim Buster. Before he got all real, before he got big and then he got fat.
Right.
Like, 'cause there was a difference. He got big at first. He's like, oh, snap. He looked like he could, be in a WWE ring.
Wrestler, right?
And then he was like, oh, snap. You're waddling like Timberland did after he lost all his muscle. So, yeah, that seems like a way movies can do things. Which is like, oh, you didn't like this movie? Well, fine. This is what would happen if that movie never took place.
Well, that's if you have like a string of movies that just bust. And all right, these last 4 movies, we're just gonna pretend that shit didn't happen.
Oh yeah, because once again, Halloween had 6 movies after that, so
right.
It was a bust. like Terminator had 3 movies after that. Those were all basically flops.
Yeah.
Well, no, Terminator 3 wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a flop, but they weren't as highly touted as the other ones.
I just did not like that.
Was it because of the female Terminator?
No, because she was badass through and through. All right.
Just had to make sure.
Don't you do that? It's just me and you. We don't have to do that.
Had to make sure.
We don't have to do that.
All right. Fine. Fine. Let's go into something that's more of your expertise.
Okay.
All right. We're going to talk about Madden.
All right.
That comes out Tuesday, doesn't it? Madden 19?
Yes, it does.
So I personally haven't played Madden since Madden 14, Madden 15, whichever one had Richard Sherman on it. Tried to play it, wasn't really into it. 3 months after having the game, I gave it to my cousin for Christmas. Here, I'm not going to play this. You like Madden. You just got an Xbox. Don't ever say I wasn't there for you. I just saved you $60.
I'm only giving you this game because I think it's crap and I don't want to play it.
I ain't gonna say because I think it's crap. It's I'm only giving you this game because I loved 2K more at the time, and and Madden was definitely going to suffer.
Yeah.
But so they came under a little bit of fire because on the Madden 19 soundtrack, there's a song by YG featuring Big Sean called Big Bank, and in there, what was it? Big Sean has a line where he says, "Y'all are all caps. I'm more like Colin Kaepernick."
They beeped out his name like it was a cuss word.
Yeah, they beeped out Colin Kaepernick's name. Which, if you're not a sports fan, Colin Kaepernick was the San Francisco 49 QB who 2 years ago basically started the whole controversy of the national anthem protest. He was the one who, at first he was sitting down on the sidelines, which, by the way, there were plenty of other players who were doing that before him. But someone asked him about it, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm protesting. I'm protesting against police brutality and the treatment of people of color." And eventually, somewhere along the lines, it became don't sit. After talking with another NFL or former NFL player who was a Green Beret in the military, who suggested it would be more respectful if you took a knee during the anthem instead of just sitting, you know what he did? He listened, and he took a knee. And then somewhere along the lines, there were certain people who decided they wanted to flip the narrative of, oh, you're not standing for the anthem, you must be disrespecting the military. You know, those same people who were probably at the football games who, while the anthem's going on, is in line for concessions, getting food.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, he's been out of the NFL. This will be his second season out the NFL.
Yeah.
But, impact, he still had an impact on it. Whether it was positive for some people, negative for some people, I saw it, excuse me, as a black person, I saw it as a positive thing because it was around the time where we were seeing a lot of unarmed African-American people, or just a lot of unarmed people, even ethnic people, getting killed for
bad policing.
Bad policing, yes. Bad. That's all I can say. Bad policing. And nothing truly being done about it. So
yeah,
that right there is just like, really, you're gonna block them out of the song of the song.
The best thing for EA in this whole thing is for them to just have never gotten involved.
Yes.
And they got involved by altering that track, by beeping out that man's name, and now they're damn near as just as much hot water as the NFL.
I mean, yeah, and EA already had, people already had a bad taste in their mouth from EA. Because remember last year with the loot boxes, that was a pretty big thing for them with Star Wars Battlefront 2, which has suffered greatly because people didn't want to buy the game because of that looting system where it's just like, oh, you want to get better quicker? Spend the money. Mm-hmm. And people's like, I don't want to spend the money. Well, if you don't spend the money, it's going to take you like 20 hours of gameplay just to unlock one strong character.
Right.
Like, as opposed to just buying these boxes at like $5 a box and hoping that you can get somebody good.
Right. At random.
Like, so EA, you've already been on people's shit list.
Yeah, they shouldn't have gotten involved. So I've been seeing like protests on like boycott Madden or like, and I'm like,
Sirius can't do it.
I don't think I'm going to be. I already don't watch the NFL. I don't watch any games when they come on. I don't watch preseason. I don't watch. I'm a football guy, or at least I was. Well, no, still am.
Is some of that because of your schedule, though?
No.
Okay.
Like okay. I could, I don't follow it. Like I could always choose. Oh, let me go look at stats, and like I don't follow it at all. I'm a diehard Redskin fan, and I have no idea what anybody's stats was last year.
And I'm a diehard Redskin hater, and I have no idea what any of their stats were last season.
So I just wasn't involved in the NFL like anything, and except for Madden. And that's because that was like a game of like, my own making. Like I would get on I don't play online. And I rarely play against other people, like, next to me, like on the same console.
Yeah, no local play.
I'm going to franchise mode. I'm taking my team, and I'm building them into a dynasty. That's what I do every single year, and I have a blast doing it. And now...
Said you won't take my dynasty.
Now, it's like... no, you shouldn't do it because... Now the politics have leaked over into the game, and it's EA's fault. It's their goddamn fault for making me have to wrestle with this conflict.
Make you pick and choose?
Yeah, like it's horrible. It's horrible. And I'm, maybe I'm by myself, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. And just for that extra element of that real world problem leaking into my fantasy video game
into
life.
your form of escape.
Right. That's horrible. And so I'm as of right now, I'm on the fence. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna get Madden, but I'm probably gonna get Madden, but I don't know. You know, like.
He said, "Look, people, just be happy that I'm conflicted enough.
Yeah.
That this is something that's going on in my head.
I'm giving it thought and consideration, but it's."
And then I probably made it worse when I put in the chat that IGN gave it like an 8.5. Talking like, yeah, this is one of the best Maddens in years.
That was so low. That was so low.
Look, man, I just went to the page. The rating was there.
Because when you posted that, I was like, oh, I'm definitely copping it. It's like, there's no doubt in my mind. And then, EA does all this. And I remember you telling me that they said they were going to fix it. And they were going to unbeep his name.
But it shouldn't have got there in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, like, how dare you? So, like you said, sully my escape like this, That's not fair. And it's not fair for me to be put into this position. So I'm going to get it. Maybe.
I'm going to get it.
Maybe.
Man. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not a big Madden fan. I know a lot of people out there like to play games, like to play the football. I'm hoping that 2K or Live or somebody can make a comeback so I can get my basketball back. But I don't play football. Like I feel like my love for football games left when the NCAA games died.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I was much better at NCAA games than I was at playing Madden.
Well, we always had good bouts in Madden. It was never like
there were some washes. There were times when I got washed. Like, but NCAA was a thing where I ain't need to know your name. I ain't need to know nothing about you. All I need to know is you was the school I liked, and I made it work. But yeah. So and then shout out to Grand Theft Auto 5 because
let's talk about it.
GTA 5 is close to being the third game in the history of video games to sell over 100 million copies.
GTA has really gotten their shit together from remember when online first hit?
You couldn't get online, and I got screwed up because instead of going through like the regular tutorial like everyone else, it literally just dropped me behind the Los Santos sign. Like you're telling me yeah, you gotta do this and this and this. Like, wait, no, I just fell to earth.
I'm in here. I mean, like, you guys are racing.
Like
I'm in here.
Like I'm an angel. Like that's what happened. I fell to earth. I must have lost my wings. Let me go find Whitney Houston and, give her husband some motivation and get back into heaven.
But yeah, that was Preacher's wife, though.
Yeah, Preacher's wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was full of bugs. It was glitchy. It would always sign you out. It would crash. It was doing
kick you out during the middle of a race.
Yeah, it was just doing the worst shit, and all that was in the tutorial part of it. You weren't even playing the game yet. It was all that was a tutorial, and everybody was like, "Yo, they made record-breaking numbers as far as people buying this game, and all this money's funneling to them. Like, what the fuck, Rockstar?" And once they got their servers straight,
yep,
they've just been on a roll. Every bit of content, DLC, well, not really DLC, just online
free
content,
update,
free updates that they've put out. They're giving you new activities. They've given you like a new business to buy and run and manage.
I know what it's like to be a CEO.
Yeah.
That smokes guns and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I can know what it's like to pull off intricate heists.
Yep.
Not just walking inside of a convenience store and holding up the cashier.
Yep.
And now with their new DLC, if I wanted to, I could learn what it's like to be Ghost in Power.
Running whole nightclubs.
I mean, think about it. That's all this. As of right now, like GTA is just teaching you how to be Ghost, because you can be the CEO running your drug business,
yeah,
and you can have your nightclub.
It's teaching you how to be a successful criminal, but not just like a street thug. No. It's teaching you how to do it big, running businesses,
funneling
money.
It's like
if you like Sons of Anarchy,
you Sam Crow.
Yeah, you can have your own motorcycle club, and then like the businesses you can buy there is like counterfeiting documents and cocaine and weed. It's like you want to be a criminal, Just play GTA, man. You can just get that
I
out
was
of the
like,
system.
pretty much it's just like, oh, so what's the best way? What keeps me out of jail all these years? I did all that shit on GTA.
I grinded.
I told somebody at my job a few days ago, because there was that video circulating around where the baseball player, where he found out like his mother had died like during a game.
Okay, didn't know.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
It's been going around where like he's crying, where it's just like he's crying, he's like on his knees crying while another player is sitting on the bench. He's just like kind of holding him and patting his head.
read that story. Nope, that story's a lie. The dude came out and said there's nothing wrong with his mom.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with his mom?
There's nothing wrong with his mom.
So what was he crying for?
That whole exchange was just weird. Like they don't know why. Like they're friends, but he was just like embracing him.
Well, then that made it weird.
Yeah.
Well, when we were talking about the conversation, we were both under the impression that his mother died. And I was like, you know what? He's like, I mean, different people have different outlets. Like for me, when I've lost people that I've cared about, I've literally played GTA for hours. Why? Because I had so much pain and I had so much anger, and I just needed somewhere to release it. And I knew if I released it in the world, like in the real world, some bad shit was gonna happen. So you know what? Drive around, run into somebody. Drive around, beat them with the baseball bat. Like, as much as people say, oh, video games make you violent and this and that, it's like, for some people, video games is what you use to release that violence and release all that onto something to make you feel better without ever having to think about doing it to someone in real life.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of hours of gaming each day, it relieves stress. And it doesn't have to be like console game. Like, it's just like a game on your phone or something like that.
Yeah, like
it takes you out of the real world. And
the same way that you have some of these football players who just like, yeah, when I was growing up, I was so angry, had so much anger in me, and football was where I chose to release all that anger. That's where it is. Like, instead of me going out and doing something stupid and getting myself hurt or hurting somebody else in the real world, I release everything, all the pain, all the anger, I release it through GTA.
Yep.
And in GTA 5 online, I find somebody, I release it through them, and then I send them a message on Xbox talking about something keep coming my way. That's going to keep happening, dog.
Yeah, I don't take it that far.
Start real life beef. Nah, I'm joking. No real life beef. I might have some arch nemesis on the game, but no real life beef.
GTA is insane now. They've added so much content that being in a world of GTA, you've got like the flying DeLorean from Back to the Future. They're just flying around in those cars. There's like a flying motorcycle. There's like, I've seen this big ass like party truck. It had like band space on top, and it was just this big ass like bus underneath, and it was driving through. I turned around and I was following the guy, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Like, and I'm sure it came with the nightclub content update, but it's so much that they're giving you for free, and I'm just like, "Hey man, bravo!"
Yeah, I shot someone on their yacht before.
Word.
Yep. Like, I was supposed to be a part of the crew. They sent us to the yacht. It was just a random dude. I just accepted his invite, and I was like, you know what? You got a nice boat. I'm a little jealous of you. Bop!
Word.
Yep. Needless to say, I got fired.
And cast off the boat.
Yep, kicked off the boat, fired, everything. But then they're smart about it. Because they do the same way we talking about the loot boxes with EA.
Yeah.
Whatnot. Rockstar has their, what's it called? The Game Shark cards.
Yeah, Game Shark cards, yeah.
Yeah, or the Shark cards. Because I think Game Shark was like the thing that had like the cheat codes and whatnot in it. Back in the day when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. That came after the game.
Yeah, you remember back in the day when games actually had cheat codes.
You had to put the disc in first.
Yeah.
And then put the code in, and then it would tell you to eject the disc. Don't turn the game off. Eject the disc and put the real game in. And it would load up from there with all the cheats in it.
Yeah, but so you can basically
a long way.
Yeah, in GTA 5 you can basically use real money to buy fake money. And the reason why it doesn't really give you an upper hand is because at the end of the day, you can have all the money. If your skills is trash, your skills is trash.
Yeah, but I think it's a waste of fucking money buying that shit. So $100 real money gets you $8 million GTA money. You could buy 3 cars and you are down to $1 million, and
shit.
out of $100.
Depending on the condo you want, you could spend about 400,000. I mean 400. No, not 400,000. It's about $4 million on one condo.
So you spend your money wisely.
Yeah, it's one of those things where technically having more money gives you can give you more access to some things, but there are things that you have to be a certain level at that before you can get them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like when you buy the money you level up. No, you're still gonna have to go through the grind of leveling up.
Right.
And
running
like I said,
races and all
like
that
I said,
other
with
stuff,
the money you can and with the money that still doesn't put you at an advantage. All it means is like, yeah, you can buy more guns, you can buy more weapons, but if you Sirius are a high level than me, Phenom, even if I got $10 million, if you're like level 160 and you can get every gun on the thing, and I'm at level 15 and I can only get like 6 or 7 guns, guess what? I'm pretty sure the guns you have to unlock are probably better than the guns that are just already there for purchase.
Oh, no doubt.
So
I was
like, I can buy, you could buy $100 million,
guns.
You can buy $100 million or whatever Bugatti knockoff in that game. Guess what? If you're a high level to me and you have a little crappy cheetah and you can upgrade everything to the top, the suspension, the turbo, the street tires and all that.
I see you on the streets.
You're going to smoke. Like, you can afford the nitrous boost. You're going to smoke me on the streets because my car can only do so much.
And skill-wise, if I'm a good driver.
Yeah, and skill-wise, if you're a good driver.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel about that. So congratulations, GTA 5, because you have thoroughly enjoyed me from the days of the Xbox 360 into the days of Xbox One. You've consistently done your best to make yourself better, and you consistently make sure that you let your fans know that you appreciate them, because you have those random days where it's like, oh, hey, just log in the game and you get $250,000.
Oh, yeah. Just because.
Yeah, just because.
They throw money around.
They be like, you know what? It's wintertime. We're going to go ahead and make it snow. Like, we'll put some Christmas lights up. They do a lot, and the fact that this game's been around for what, like 5-6 years.
Yep.
And like retail value is only like half the price of a regular game.
Yep.
That says a lot. The same thing with like that game Overwatch. The game's been out for years, and yet the best sale you can find is like $30.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? So almost the third game, almost to sell 100 million copies. They deserve it. They're right behind Tetris and Minecraft. Which I did not think those would be the top 2.
Big ups to you guys still playing Tetris, yo.
Tetris was the bomb. On my Game Boy Color, I love Tetris.
You'll never catch me playing Tetris again.
If I find my Game Boy Color, you can definitely find me playing Tetris again. I'm so into retro games right now. I literally just bought a Dreamcast on Friday.
I'd rather catch a Pokemon in the real world than go back to Tetris. We've gone too far.
Nah, Tetris plays with your mind, dog. You just heard what I said. I love my retro games. I'm gonna go find me an old N64 and buy it. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting on the AV cable and the power cord to this Dreamcast that I got for like $25 off somebody on Craigslist.
Sweet. You gonna get Shenmue?
I'm going to get San Francisco Rush 2049. That's the first game.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get Power Stone. That's the second game.
Okay.
And then everything after that, you can tell me. Okay. I might get Ready to Rumble.
Oh, yeah, you got to get Ready to Rumble.
Yeah. No, San Francisco Rush, that was probably my favorite game on the Dreamcast. Like, I had a friend when I was in daycare when the Dreamcast was around. Mm. That was the only reason we ever asked him to bring it. It was a racing game. But you didn't just race. They had like battle royale modes where like you could, you would drive around, hit the little upgrades, get like the missiles, the boomerangs on the battering rams on your car, and basically just got to destroy people's cars. So it was fun as hell.
It kind of turned into Twisted Metal along the way.
Yeah, like it had like a Twisted Metal like mode, or you could just race. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and I hope nostalgia holds up very well for that game because I bought it.
Okay.
Like, yes, I bought a Dreamcast literally for 2 games. San Francisco Rush 2049 and Power Stone 2.
Okay. Respect.
So, if we can ever get all the kings together, find a time when everybody can get together, like, my house, Dreamcast, let's go.
We're never getting all the kings together.
Probably not, man. I tried to have an Infinity War viewing yesterday. Everybody was, like, working, or it was like, what's going on, man?
Nope. The only way we can get the kings to reunite, one, it'll be too fucking epic.
I thought you was about to say if the world was on the line.
Nah, man, one of us has to get rich and spread our wealth amongst each other so that we don't have to go back to work and schedules don't mean shit anymore.
So, if you'd like to see all the Kings reunite, consider joining our Patreon.
Send us more money.
That's how you go. It's like you keep hearing about the Kings. If you ever want to meet the Kings, see the Kings, please consider joining us on Patreon and helping us grow. That's patreon.com/KBKingsMedia.
Oh, we're a bunch of characters. We're like, I don't know, like an anime, and each person has like their own specific skill set. Just all a bunch of characters.
The funny thing is, while we've been doing this, D has actually been streaming live, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he might have stopped, but the last time I looked, it said he was streaming live. So he stopped, but he was streaming for 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Oh.
Matter of fact, he just stopped a half an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty funny. But yeah, if you do want to ever hit up any of the other Kings, you can always follow them on YouTube, I guess. What is Hypnose? I think Hypnose is Slipnotic or something. Slipknot.
Is it?
I think that's what it is.
It's not just Hypnotic?
Nah, it's not Hypnotic. It's something with S. So if you want to follow one of our Kings, King Hypno, you can follow him on YouTube. I believe right now he's been streaming this weekend the Black Ops 4 closed beta on PS4, and that's SNOTIC87. Like, because we talk about the Kings, we'll give you a chance to meet some of the Kings. Once we get back into the streaming a little bit more, we're going to probably throw out game tags.
Yeah. You getting back into 2K?
I don't know, man. Spider-Man might run my life in September.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to get too invested in 2K then.
It's like, I might just want to save some money and get live. Live is cheaper.
Live Smile. Come on, man.
Live over here, like, guess what? You can create yourself a WNBA player now. I was like, I wonder how many people was trashing that idea. I'm not saying that their idea is trash. It's just I know how some people are, and I know that some people are going to be like, why would you want to play as a female? Look, I'm all for it. I know plenty of females that do play 2K, and I'm pretty sure they would love to be able to have a character that resembles them as closely as possible.
Yeah, and I agree with Phenom.
Man, we gotta
ignore the sarcastic tone and the Phenom. Ignore the side glances.
We don't have anything else on this docket, do we? Nothing on the list. Nothing on the list.
Pull. I can't see.
Oh, my bad. Let's see. The only other thing Iron Fist starts next month. Season 2 and Daredevil Season 3, they said it's supposed to premiere this before the end of this year in 2018. I'm excited for Daredevil, and I'm actually more so willing to give Iron Fist a chance after watching a little teaser that they put out, because the fighting looks a lot better.
Does it?
Yeah, that was one of my biggest issues.
Well, Daredevil never disappointed for me,
yeah.
Even though I know I enjoyed the first season more than I liked the second season. Even though the Punisher was there, I just, like, story-wise, I just enjoyed the first season more.
Yeah, it was an origin story for the first season.
But Daredevil, it hasn't disappointed. And after watching
Defenders?
Yeah, no. I was about to sneeze just then.
I know.
After watching Luke Cage, I'd be willing to give Iron Fist a couple episodes.
Iron Fist and Luke Cage, that one episode he was in, that was so much better than pretty much anything he's done on his own, the first season of his solo show. So
yeah, it was pretty cool.
So yeah, he deserved a chance. Finn Jones has already said, like, for the first one, he was kind of rushed. He didn't really get a chance to, learn. He was on a strict time schedule to learn the training and whatnot, and so that probably affected, him getting used to the fighting and things and the choreography. So now that he's had more time, he's probably picked up his fighting a little bit more. So that's probably why it looks a lot more fluid, like it did in Luke Cage season 2.
He should train with
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, I was thinking more Keanu Reeves.
Man, if you're gonna learn some Tai Chi, just go to Tiger Chin.
Hey, I believe Keanu Reeves can whoop anybody's ass in Hollywood.
I was about to say, just because he plays Jesus in all his movies, stop giving him that. But Yeah, man. I think that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
This is probably one of our shorter shows.
How long did we run?
Right now we're getting close to $1.25.
What? I feel like I've been here talking forever.
That's because it took us like 45 minutes before we actually hit the record button. We had to get ourselves together because, Elijah and Klaus.
All right. We really had to gather ourselves an hour.
But like always, I like to go ahead and send a shout out to Nuts and Bolts Sports for hosting us like they do every week. If you're not really a sports fan, but you do want to listen to us on other places, they also have a new website they just launched called sidespinmedia.com. Go ahead and give them a little look. It's very pop culture, comics, movies.
Mm-hmm.
We fill up the blur, but very what's happening now with no sports, if that's how you're feeling. So sidespinmedia.com. You already know you can find us on YouTube because most of you probably listen to us on YouTube.
Yep.
At with Kickback Kings with a Z. Go ahead and follow us on Facebook. We are KB Kings Media. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram, KBK Media. What else we got? Twitter, KBK301 on Twitter.
Yep.
I've already plugged Patreon like 4 times already, but if you need me to say again, you can help this show grow. Just follow us, patreon.com/KBKingsMedia. Any and all support will be greatly appreciated. I couldn't think of anything nice to say, but I'm going to keep my narration voice.
Message?
Last thing. Before we leave, I also have to say R.I.P. to Brian Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
A.K.A. Grandmaster Sexay.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not an avid wrestling fan like I used to be, but I do remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, how him and Scotty 2 Hotty were appropriating my culture.
And it was okay.
But I accepted it.
Yeah, it was all right.
Like he had the hat that had the dreads, or the braids attached to the back of it.
Like, attached to the hat.
Yeah, attached to the hat.
Would fly off, and so would his dreads.
Yeah. Like, finishing move with the hip hop leg drop. But yeah, man, just rest in peace to him. Sad to hear that he died and the way he died. Life's short. Just, hang with the people you love. Enjoy doing what you do with the people you love. I enjoy doing this because I do this with people that I care about very deeply. And it makes this very fun.
Aww.
But yeah, it makes it very fun, and hopefully we can continue to do this for a long time, and hopefully we can continue to grow with everyone for a long time. So, like, subscribe, follow. Recommendations are always appreciated.
You want to throw our gamer tags in there?
If you want to, it's fine by me.
I'm not really gaming as much as I used to. Work is kicking my ass. But if you do see me online, you can catch me online at King Seriously. That's K instead of an I, it's a 1. So K1NG SIRIUSLEE.
Is it all one word or is it spaces?
Space. So space, you got King, space, Sirius, space, Lee.
And that's on Xbox.
On Xbox.
All right. And yeah, if you want to go ahead and follow me, most of the time I'm just playing Uno. Because I gotta watch my kid, but I've been getting back into Paladins, which I like more than Overwatch. I tried playing Overwatch recently, and I like Paladins more. I'll probably get back into 2K, but find me on that Xbox, King Phenom, same way, K1NG space PH3NOM, and on PlayStation 4, which I rarely play, but if you want to follow me, that's it's SPARKER88. So give us a follow. It's like send us a message if you want to play a game with us, and we got it. We'll be glad to let you play. I personally wish more people on Xbox had Payday 2 because I really want to get into pulling more heist.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play Payday 2 too, but it's just not enough people.
Yeah, and like I say, you join us, you join the kingdom. You join the kingdom, you meet the rest of the kings. You get to play with the rest of the kings. That's how we grow. That's pretty much how we found so many people that, we like to eventually have on this show. People that we game with.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a family, and that's pretty much how the family started.
We have a knack for finding like cool people to hang out with.
Yeah, every once in a while you'll have like dickweeds, like demonic, but just straight left the 2KT.
That was so long ago.
It hurt, man. Right after we lost a playoff game in 2K, that man dipped, went on Facebook and declared himself a free agent. Didn't even want to see about joining another league with us or nothing.
No, the crazy thing is, and we had one more game left to play.
Yeah, he didn't. We
weren't
thought,
even eliminated.
We thought we were eliminated, and we still had another game to play. Oh man. But anyway, I speak for Blank Man and Brown, who couldn't be here when they say, shout outs to everybody. We love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I'm Phenom. Of course, always got Sirius by my side. We are the Blurred Perspective. We'll catch you next week.
Peace out.